care if I don't eat or drink. I don't feel good when I leave there. It's like there's just like black mold everywhere. I don't know what the hell's going on in that building.
Blue tarp water.
It's the blue tarp.
.com.
Free order a dysentery with every drink. You know what? I want to go back to that absolutely
whole Yahoo thing.
The Yahoo that's fascinating.
We held off from talking about it during the break because we want to.
No, absolutely. So I mean, again, so they're rerouting your phone when you're calling.
Well, no, they're not rerouting your phone. They're rerouting Yahoo's line. So that you're calling the number that you're supposed to be calling, but it's not going where it's supposed to be going.
And Yahoo can't protect that.
Well, I wouldn't think that if you're a victim of that, like if Yahoo's the victim of this, technically, right? Yeah. I mean, one of the victims. There's no way for them, A, to know, and B, to prevent it
until people start posting about it, and
exactly,
right? Yeah.
So
but if Yahoo finds out about it, what are they going to do? Change their number? Or are they going to have to call up their ISP or their service provider and say, check your systems? They just got hacked.
So I get network security. I just putting in IPS systems and that's not seeing this. This is a completely different animal.
Well, because here's we had Stanislav in here not too long ago, but I mean, it's one of the things that everybody misses the point on is that you don't. I mean, that's hacking 101. You don't walk in through the front door. You look for the weakest point of entry. I was gonna say. I almost said, I didn't. I know you're waiting for it. That's right. The IT and the D show putting the ass in classy for 21 episodes. That's us. Woo! Yeah. No, so I mean, you look for the lowest barrier to entry. You don't go for where the security is the highest. You go for where security is the lowest, and the security is likely the lowest at the phone company, but as opposed to at the ISP level.
Everybody thinks the hacking is coming from China, from Russian mafia. The social engineering aspect of it's fascinating because you can only train so many people so many different ways to guard against the old receptionist calling, trying to get through, following people into the double doors.
Yep.
There's
so many different ways. I don't think anyone can be truly on guard for stuff.
Do either of you watch the TV show called Person of Interest?
No.
I
was not interested.
Is it on PBS?
Short story long. Two guys, trying to help 38. People. Yeah, it's 30 exactly. But they're
after Sanford and Son.
It's on channel 2.2. It's on the digital over the air broadcast.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Hit the bell.
Before I hit the both of you.
I'm going to slap you with a Slim Jim.
Someday this computer going to be yours.
It's on after Mama's Family on Channel 20 on Sundays.
It's on after a wrestling show that nobody watches.
There you go.
And I'm done.
So, really, we're interested in Person of Interest. Tell us more. Well, do they have a caw?
Well, it's two guys that are trying to hack into. There's two guys trying to hack into a system, and the one guy's overlooking the other guy. Working on some PC. And he's like, "Are you trying to hack into the system?" You guys, no, I'm just looking at this. The person they're trying to target. I'm looking at their
person of interest.
I'm looking at their social media profiles, and the phrase that he said was, "It's amazing what people voluntarily give up online on social media. I don't need to hack anymore. I can just dive into their entire life."
Well, so that was
just by being an observer.
Well, that was that social media experiment video that we posted on the IT and the D page.
Talked about last week.
Yeah, that was going to be my point, but never mind.
I was tired of waiting for you to make it.
I couldn't make it.
But no, so I mean, it's, there was that, article that came out not too long ago about how basically somebody was getting contractors, like with clearances, basically divulging anything and everything they were working on by pretending to be a recruiter on LinkedIn.
Oh my God.
So they built a fake recruiter profile and started reaching out to, people that were working on DoD contracts, that were working on, whatever. And number one, they were amazed at the amount of information that they were posting publicly on LinkedIn on what they were working on to begin with. But then number two, what they would divulge once they reached, hey, recruiter, great job, want to talk to you, cryptography, and then they'd start, people would oh, yep, okay, well, here's everything I've done for the past 2 years. Really?
And you got to wonder why all the social media sites are locked down on major corporations. It's exactly that thing right there.
Everything that conveniences us completely screws us. You want to have Wi-Fi so when you can, so you can have internet access, but then they track where you're walking in the store.
Right.
Have you ever looked at your Yelp history, like on the map, like all the little pins that show up on the map? Like I was just looking at mine the other day. It's like everything is pinpointed, like on the whole I-75 corridor from my house all the way down to Detroit. Not that that's anything secret, but it's just fascinating looking at it actually on a map.
But even like GPS, like Google Maps has got me out of so many problems. problems,
Right.
but yet you can get tracked.
Right.
You know, when I travel on business, the first thing I do is open up Yelp and I say bars around me, and I read a couple. Then I read a couple reviews. And I'm like, that place looks good. I'll go there. But again, you're opening yourself for vulnerability. So everything that's cool about all this great technology completely can end up screwing you, and that drives me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, and, but like I said, getting back to the whole, hacking in thing, but yeah, I mean, it touches on, that social media experiment that we were talking about,
right?
Where it is. I mean, you go for that lowest barrier of entry. When you're trying, okay, so there's a you look at a house. They've got a steel reinforced door. They've got bars on the windows. They've got but you know what? They've got crappy single pane glass windows in the basement. Because that's all they did there. That's where somebody's going to go.
Well, it's again, it's always based on your level of paranoia too. All the school districts that I've called on go, yeah, we don't even have a firewall. We just port block, and it's like, well, really?
Yeah.
But again,
I'm surprised they even know that much.
How much stuff can you possibly put in though? Like you put in a regular standard firewall. You know what I mean? It's again, it goes back to how much can you possibly protect? You can go overboard with.
It's okay. You want 99% uptime or 99.999% uptime, because those three extra nines cost you $20 million. Yeah.
Bob, wasn't it you that posted that to Dave and I, that link to Lifehacker about all the different online services in the cloud?
And how they actually they actually protect your data.
How well they actually encrypt everything.
And Facebook was the best one.
Facebook and Twitter.
I was shocked that Facebook and Twitter were the best, and I was shocked that what was it, Apple and
AT&T.
AT&T were the worst.
Comcast, yeah,
I was
horrible.
shocked at how many red X's I saw across the board there. Unreal.
But that's the thing is, and there was, I don't know if you read any of the discussion that was taking place underneath it, is, everybody was like, oh, well, but I use that as my ISP. Well, okay, but it's not your web traffic that we're talking about here. It's, your data. And how well they're protecting the information that they have about you, like your billing address, your street, and all that fun stuff. But it is. I mean, it's ridiculous how
accessible
open
your identity as a customer is.
Well, I have it written in my will that my lawyers to delete my cookies and search history in my computer before anyone gets into
it's on my medical alert badge. Delete browser history.
Who's your executor? Who's going to take care of that, Bob?
Well, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I think we got to have a three-way pact.
And mark that down.
Yeah, no, I won't be isolating pact off that sentence. That's right.
Dave and I'll flip a coin to execute Bob's will.
Who has to take care of Bob's computer?
But again, though, for every time that someone gets alerted of something like this, someone's coming up with 3 new schemes.
By the time you hear about it, it's already too late.
I mean, it's no different than in the 80s, people reading the obits and robbing people that died.
Right.
You know what I mean? How far do you can you go? I mean, obviously you got to be cognizant of what's going on. But dude, you're calling a number that shows the number, just like Comerica calling me. You don't know.
Well, yeah, because there are. I mean, it's how hard is it for somebody to just start robo dialing, and as soon as you get there are standard questions.
But if the worst thing that happens is
verify the last 4 numbers of your SSN. I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I no, because that's if I give you that piece of data, then I don't know who you are.
That's like one piece of the whole 2-factor authentication.
Right.
let me throw this out there. I mean, the worst thing that's going to happen is you got to do a backup restore on your PC and you lose $50. Like, who cares? Like, I'm at that point. Actually, you know what?
Because all of your stuff, like, I would venture to guess that most of those data that you have on a regular basis is managed in the quote-unquote cloud.
What is the cloud?
Well, it doesn't matter, but it's not.
It's a place where the data is.
But it's
stored.
It's not on your particular hard drive of your computer.
But what I'm saying is,
if you backed over your computer right now, you probably wouldn't lose the majority of what you have. Right?
No, I have it backed up on a terabyte drive. I have it in my safe. Yeah, so. You know what the new scam is, though? Speaking, you talking about the technical. I'm talking about the non-technical. Cashiers at, Meijer, Walmart,
saw this.
The cash back I thought it was a joke until someone I know got hit.
What?
So you buy $120 worth of stuff at Meijer.
Right.
Goes for $140. And they pocket the 20, so they do the cash back, and they don't tell you about it.
Oh, nice.
One of my friends got hit with it. The bartender at Muldoon's, she rang up $9 worth of stuff, receipts for $29. Duh.
And you don't pay attention. I mean, people, they're.
She saw it when she got home. She was like, because you just swipe your card and hit
you
your
don't
number.
Pay attention. Right.
You hit yes and you go. especially if the bill's like $119 and all of a sudden it's $139. Like you're not going to look at the receipt,
you're in a checkout line and you've got a giant ass cart full of groceries, and are you really going to notice if an extra $20,
right?
While they're if they're doing it while while they're scanning stuff, and all of a sudden, okay, well, yeah, the total's $200. Okay, that sounds about right. Yeah.
I think depending on the place you go to, it's like less than $50. You don't have to sign anymore either, so it's not even acknowledging the total, right?
I think it's 25.
It's $25.
Yeah, credit card transactions is $25.
Yeah, I gave up on the discipline of like keeping receipts from like automated gas stations.
Yeah.
All those tellers and everything. I don't even bother looking. So yeah, to the point like I would be.
I wonder how many times I've been. I bet you because I don't look at my. I don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't look at any of that stuff. And Stephanie's, when we're all
barely check
Stephanie's
my
like,
bank.
What was the bill? I'm like, I don't know, whatever it was. Like that's my standard response.
It was what it was.
It was what it was.
As long as it went through,
right. Yeah, the check cleared, honey. Just be quiet.
We're good. Yeah, but I wonder how many times, because if this is that big of a, because again, I thought it was one of those Snopes like BS stupid grandma forwards.
But now that you describe it, it's like the perfect scam. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you do it every few and far between, and
but that's what happens when
teaching people how to do it.
And as much as I'm against the whole pay workers more at Walmart, that's what happens when you don't pay them. You know what I mean? They look for ways to circumvent.
So there's
they're either going to steal from the store, they're going to steal from people.
You know what, Bob? You could pay them $18 an hour, and there's still going to be people doing it.
No, there will be. There's from all walks of life, no doubt. But it's going to be more prevalent.
There are scam artists everywhere. But so the funny thing, so Walmart, has been taking a beating on social media because of the whole, canned food drive to help our associates have a good Thanksgiving. And the weird, the backlash is not just on social media, because now the backlash is coming against Walmart for pay your people more. Like, stop being jerks that only let people get 38 hours and you don't pay for benefits and you don't do this.
I came from the school of, you know what, if you don't like it, don't work there, don't shop there. I think it goes.
If you don't like what's on TV, change the channel.
It goes above and beyond it, though. When you are doing, that's the first time I was actually upset. When you're like, wait a minute, you're doing canned food drives for your employees,
right?
Like the balls. Are you kidding me? It's like, well, you give them shit off the shelf. Don't ask me to do it.
I have a whole bunch of cans of food.
Yeah, can't you give them the dingers? You send them back to the distributor.
Have your butler from your mansion come down and hand out cans.
Oh my God, yeah, that was the first time I was like, you know what, and I get the whole, they always do the Costco comparison. I don't think you can compare the two, because Costco's got a tenth of the employees. I think they have 300,000 employees compared to 3 million. But again, if you're gonna pay them, when you pay bottom of the barrel, you're gonna get bottom of the barrel.
Yep.
So again, what do you do? The world needs ditch diggers too, or do you take care of your people? Again, I'm from the, I'm trying to be objective and looking at both sides instead of being like the free market capitalist pig that I am.
Nice.
So,
and we're back to that again.
No. We're trying to steer clear of it. That's why he was treading.
But I hope
lightly.
Again though, that's the thing. Everybody hates on Walmart, and guess who's going to be standing in line on Black Friday? Is everyone going, oh my God, I need that Emerson 32-inch LCD for $179. Nah,
right.
I'm going to step on your head.
I got to the vestibule first.
No, speaking of that, because Black Friday's coming up. Is anyone going?
No.
I'm not either.
I avoid it like the plague.
I had a great.
I'll be on my couch.
Bob, I'll be on my laptop. Tell your awesome story about Amazon Prime. There was a great thread on Reddit about your horror stories. If you worked in retail, tell us your horror stories. And there was a bunch old lady got a pen in the neck and people were stepping on her, and guys were throwing their 10-year-old kids into piles to pull out at 4 a.m. And I'm like, you know what? Here's my. I'm just trying to picture this. Here.
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
You want that Barbie doll? Here, a kid, go get it.
Right.
Chuck the kid into a pile of bodies.
My favorite story is this guy's a truck driver, and he's first in line at Walmart, and he's there for 4 days. He's got the generator, the tent, the whole, and he's bragging up and down the storm, and he
deserves whatever happens to him.
This is great.
He took 4 days off of work to get this TV, and he's telling, I'm going to have the best Super Bowl party ever, and all my friends are going to love me. I'm going to be the best party. No one's going to miss this party. I'm going to be great. And they open up the garden center 10 seconds before the front door, and all the TVs were gone within, there's only 15 of them for whatever price it was.
Yeah.
And
by the time he got there, they were all gone.
He was left with his proverbial in his hand, and he didn't have a TV. And it's like, dude, you wasted 4 days of work. Like, what could you have made? Like, how much money could you have made and offset that? And I said, so I
spend $79 on Amazon Prime.
No, that's what I said. I go, here's my horror story. I go, I ordered a TV on my couch on Black Friday, and it showed up on Monday.